Hi, everyone. This is Jeremy Williams. And for this discussion board, I chose to analyze the impact that Presbyterians had on early America. So I'm going to start with the origins of Presbyterianism in America. Um, from the time that Presbyterians started coming to the colonies, they were basically a frontier denomination. They were scattered across the colonies in the 17th century. Most of them were made up of Scots-Irish. And at the turn of the century, their numbers are going to start to increase due to political conditions in Europe. German Reformed people, French Huguenots, they're going to start to come to the colonies because of religious persecution in England and Ireland and the revocation of the Edict of Nantes in France. So the Presbyterian Church is going to grow in numbers. More and more immigrants are going to come to the colonies, and the Presbyterian Church is going to grow somewhat significantly from the turn of the century, from the 1600s to the 1700s. Some influential leaders of the Presbyterian Church, first and foremost, Francis Makemie. He was sent to the American colonies to evangelize. He will found the first American presbytery in 1706. Basically, he is sent to organize the Presbyterian Church in the colonies. William Tennant, he founded the Log College, and the Log College, its intention was to educate Presbyterian ministers, and once educated, they would go out into various parts of the colonies and spread their word. John Witherspoon is another famous Presbyterian minister. He most notably is known for signing the Declaration of Independence. He had an influence on American government and was a prominent minister of the Presbyterian Church. Elias Boudinot, he is another influential Presbyterian. He contributed to the founding of the American Republic. He served in politics for the latter part of his life and had a huge influence on the American Republic. For the influence on the American Revolution, the Presbyterian Church and its members, they had a significant influence on the American Revolution. Presbyterian ministers preached with a lot of zeal and eloquence about revolutionary ideals that were spreading at the time. People on both sides of the Atlantic will often link the spirit of the revolution to the Presbyterian religion. A couple famous quotes here. John Adams wrote a letter to his wife and said that the Presbyterian clergy engage in politics with a fervor that will produce wonderful effects. Thomas Jefferson said that the Presbyterian spirit is known to be so congenial with friendly liberty. Right, these guys were saying that the Presbyterian clergy were friends of the Revolution and that they had a significant impact on the American Revolution. The Presbyterian Church in the United States does have a rich heritage. They've located themselves in the new nation. They defined their views of citizenship. They participated in early national politics. One of the most interesting aspects that I think that has an impact on today is their stand against old world patterns of church-state establishment. The American Presbyterians, they took their stand for what would become the United States free market in religion. An example of this was William Tennant when he addressed the South Carolina Congress. He said, "Let it be a foundation article in your Constitution that there shall be no establishment of one religious denomination of Christians in preference to another, that none shall be obliged to pay to the support of worship in which they do not freely join." Okay, clearly this influence will lead to the clause in the First Amendment where we have a separation of church and state, where there is no national church and that people are able to worship whomever or whatever they want. Thank you.